October 18, 2025. The Caribbean morning breaks slowly over Jamaica. The turquoise sea is calm, kissed by the first rays of sunlight. Fishermen push their boats into the water. Palm trees sway gently in the breeze. But beneath the tranquility, the air is tense, charged with anticipation. History is about to unfold. Thousands of miles away in Burkina Faso, a military convoy winds through golden dawn light. Dust rises along the road as soldiers maintain a steady pace. Inside the lead vehicle sits Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Young, measured, yet with the weight of history in his eyes, he stares forward. Today is not about politics. It is about principle. The city of Kingston is alive. Cars crawl through traffic. Street vendors call out to early customers. Flags ripple across government buildings. Yet the calm is deceptive. Inside a large UN-style conference hall, the stage is set for a meeting the world will not forget. Journalists and diplomats fill every corner. Cameras flash, mics hover, cables snake across the floor. At the podium, Prime Minister Andrew Holness adjusts his notes. Today, he begins, voice formal, deliberate. Jamaica extends a hand of reconciliation to Africa. We offer $600 million in acknowledgement of past wrongs. To support mutual progress and healings, the room erupts in polite applause. Cameras capturing each frame, diplomats exchanging nods. Yet the applause is superficial. Then slowly Traoré rises. His steps are deliberate, commanding attention without a word. He approaches the podium, military uniform crisp, eyes calm, posture firm. The hall falls silent, the weight of anticipation palpable. Prime Minister Holness, Traoré begins. His voice calm, precise, resonant. Burkina Faso respects Jamaica, her people, her culture, her resilience. But this apology, this money, cannot buy dignity. A murmur spreads through the audience. Cameras stop clicking for a moment. Traoré continues. $600 million cannot erase centuries of stolen hands, stolen names, stolen lives, nor can it compensate for the present, when African nations are still expected to beg for respect in a world they helped build. He lifts a small leather-bound notebook. This contains the last words of a Burkinabe freedom fighter. Written before colonial troops silenced him in 1896. He wrote, "We will not trade our blood for their mercy." Silence. A profound, almost tangible silence fills the room. Outside, distant thunder rolls over Kingston. The wind rattles the glass windows. We stand here more than a century later, Traoré continues. And the offer has changed, not their mercy, but their money. And still, the world expects Africa to bow and say thank you. We will not. He pauses, eyes sweep across the room. Generosity without honesty is hollow. Apology without understanding is empty. Dignity is priceless, and we will not sell ours. Reporters rush to transmit every word. Headlines flash. Ibrahim Traoré rejects. $600 million apology. Social media explodes. Check dignity over dollars. Traoré stands tall. Africa speaks. Ordinary citizens watch from homes, cafes, and workplaces. Some cheer, some cry. Across continents, people feel the weight of his words. In Washington, ambassadors whisper, "We've never seen a leader reject such a gift so boldly." This changes everything. In Europe, policy analysts scramble to revise reports on diplomacy and aid. In Africa, pride surges as citizens watch a young leader embody courage, principle, and integrity. The convoy returns to Ouagadougou. No fanfare, no parades. Dust swirls around the vehicles as children run alongside, waving. Markets bustle. Vendors shout greetings. Traoré walks through the streets, observing, listening, connecting with people. Each handshake, each smile, carries a message. Dignity matters more than money. At the military compound, a young soldier salutes. "Captain, the world is talking about you." Traoré replies simply, "Let them talk. Words are meaningless unless they lead to change." Holness sits alone in his office at night. Papers scatter his desk. The city glows faintly outside the window. He replays footage of Traoré's speech. Advisors murmur, trying to justify the gesture, the money, the apology. But Holness shakes his head. "Generosity without understanding is not generosity," he whispers. Schools and community centers begin conversations on ethics, history, and reconciliation. Young people take to social media, questioning the meaning of apology, reparations, and moral responsibility. The nation confronts its past in a way it never has before. Traoré visits hospitals, schools, and markets. He kneels beside a child learning to write, helps a teacher organize lessons, listens to stories from elders. His actions are simple, yet deeply symbolic. Images of him walking through Ouagadougou reach international news, a leader grounded in service. humility and principle. Artists paint murals inspired by his speech. Poets write verses reflecting courage and dignity. Musicians compose songs celebrating freedom and integrity. A cultural shift begins to take root, both locally and abroad. In the United Nations, diplomats watch the speech again. A hushed room. Analysts whisper, "We always thought apologies could be bought." He reminded the world they cannot. Conferences, classrooms and homes debate ethics, responsibility, and the moral economy. The discourse shifts. Principle outweighs profit. Integrity outweighs convenience. Despite praise, Traoré faces criticism. Some question his decisions. Some argue financial aid opportunities are lost. But in private, he writes, "Courage is measured in solitude. Leadership is proven in silence. Integrity is maintained in choice." He walks through the streets of Ouagadougou alone at night, watching the city breathe, listening to distant laughter, sensing hope. Leadership is not popularity. Leadership is principle. Schools teach lessons about dignity, ethics, and history alongside regular curriculum. Children learn about courage, accountability, and self-respect. Universities integrate Traoré's philosophy into leadership programs. Citizens discuss ethics in cafes, markets, and offices. A single act of principle spreads across continents like wildfire. Months later, Traoré and Holness meet quietly in Geneva. No cameras, no fanfare. "You've challenged the world, and me," Holness admits. Traoré replies, "It is not about money. It is about honesty, acknowledgement, humility." Their handshake is calm, deliberate, symbolic. Respect, not submission. Power, not ego. The moment signifies a shift in global consciousness. Diplomacy without principle is meaningless. Scholars, journalists, and leaders study the Traoré doctrine. 3 principles emerge: principle over politics, dignity over dollars, courage over comfort. The story becomes a case study in ethics and leadership. Citizens see a leader who listens, acts, and prioritizes integrity above acclaim. Ordinary people are inspired. Teachers ask students, "What must we preserve?" Activists rethink morality over transactions. Millions understand that leadership is a moral force, not a political calculation. Traoré stands on a balcony at sunset. The city glows golden. Children play in dusty streets. He knows challenges remain, criticism will continue, and history watches closely. Yet he also knows the power of a single principled choice. A voiceover concludes, "True leadership is measured not by applause, but by the conscience it inspires." Today, Captain Ibrahim Traoré reminded the world that dignity cannot be bought, courage cannot be borrowed, and principles once embraced can change history. As night falls over Ouagadougou, the flag of Burkina Faso waves under a sky painted with stars. Streets quiet, but the spirit of change is alive. In homes, classrooms, and offices, discussions continue. Across the ocean, Jamaica reflects on apology, reconciliation, and responsibility. Across continents, millions carry the lesson forward. Leadership is more than authority. It is principle in action. It is courage over comfort, integrity over gain, and dignity above all. Today, a young leader from West Africa reminded the world what it truly means to lead. If you're watching this story, take a moment to hit like and subscribe, because you won't want to miss the journey of principle, courage, and leadership we're about to explore.